What we're used to is a president that comes out and speaks to the American people and says, this will not stand. We will not allow the Russians to interfere in our elections without consequence, and here are the 10 things we're going to do. We've seen none of that. The response from the White House has not been what it should be, not what we expect, regardless of our party. The big news is that Michael Cohen has a whole lot of information, and he's got 12 tapes that at some point I assume we're going to hear as the public. And it goes back to what I said a long time ago about having that CYA file. And if you're going to do things wrong and you're going to do nefarious activities, which is what they've been doing for a long time, you're going to cover yourself. And to see how much money we all pay in healthcare costs, and then your deductibles. Healthcare is out of control. In my small business that I have, that I run, you know, it's a third of cost easily. So, and that's just for someone like me. I can't imagine what it's like for a family of 4 with kids. So my point is, they have to deal with this issue, and this is an area where the Republicans are going to have to put up or shut up. Remember, they ran on this, that they were going to repeal Obamacare, that they were going to come up with a better system. So far, no, this is bigger than a Supreme Court seat. This is about who we want to be, who we are as Americans, and how we treat the least among us, how we treat those who've been hurt, harmed, or abused among us, and how we respect and honor women when they come forward. What's happening here isn't so much that Donald Trump is the problem, he is, but we the people are the problem, Nicole. What is wrong with us? Why are we asleep? Why is this okay? Why are so many people repeating the fake news mantra and attacking the FBI and the CIA and every institution we hold dear? There's a problem here, and we're on a very slippery slope, and it's dangerous. They are peacefully protesting not the flag, not the anthem, not the United States. They're protesting the treatment of other black men and people in this country at the hands of law enforcement, with many of the shootings and the deaths we've seen, and nobody ever gets punished or held accountable. If the president were a real man, and yes, I'm saying that, I'm calling him out, he would have said, you know what, I was out of line with the birther thing, and she has every right to be concerned about the safety of her kids. I just didn't get it right. But of course, we know he would never do that. This country is founded on notions of racial bigotry, and for us to deny that and to keep denying that is part of the problem. As the first black person ever to work on that committee on the GOP side, I was horrified and appalled at my party for not participating in their constitutional duty to ask questions, and secondly, to bring a black woman out. Shame on Lynn, first of all, for agreeing to do it, but to bring a black woman out and have her stand there like she was on the auction block. She completely lacks an understanding of American history with respect to race and the use of stereotypical terms like ape, etc. And she's really clueless and offended. She used that word a lot, that she's been deemed a racist for using those type of pejorative and ugly terms that mean a lot in our history. Our history teaches us something, right? The past is prologue. We need to connect the dots. And what Monticello is doing is daring us in this country right now to actually deal with slavery, to look at the fact that this country was built by slaves, that they had a role, that these were people. Sally Hemings was far more than just a woman who had children by a president. She was a girl who spoke French. She negotiated the freedom for all of their children 50 years before African Americans would be freed in this country. She was a young woman who understood that this was her lot in life, but she was going to make the best of it. That kind of stuff does not play well in districts like mine, where you have upper middle class white women, moderate Republican women, independent voters who will go the other way because they don't like Trump's nasty, negative rhetoric. They just don't like it. Democrats and Republicans need to remember who they work for. They work for us, and they need to do something, and they need to get something done. This healthcare issue, Reverend, I don't have to tell you, is huge in this country, and it impacts people with resources, without resources. It impacts the middle class, the working class, and people that are below the poverty line that don't have healthcare. Hillary Clinton was making wedding plans for her daughter's wedding on her emails. Does she get a pass? No.
33,000 missing emails.
But she gets a chance of lock her up. You know, Kaylee, you're a smart woman that this
Sophia,
is bad optics for the White House. It doesn't matter. You can't say lock up one woman and the other one gets a pass. It doesn't fly.
Okay.
Well, we don't know if they're classified or not yet because we're going to have to wait until they're investigated.
We know
Would
that
you
there are
agree?
110
That's what the White House is
emails.
telling us.
And
We
by the
know.
way,
I don't know
Sophia,
that for a fact at all.
Everyone wants to talk about gaps. What about the 33,000 missing Hillary Clinton emails? I haven't heard one person
Hillary's not president.
mention
Hillary's gone off the public
Okay.
stage. Let's talk about Ivanka Trump and her emails. That's what we are before.